Hey guys, this is Mr. H. Hey, I'm going to do a couple questions from the review, the linear, exponential, arithmetic, geometric review for the quiz. So I'm just going to go through and do a couple questions. So they're trying to find the common difference. The way you find the common difference is basically start on the right and subtract going left. So let me show you exactly what I mean. So I'm going to take a -9, start on the very right, and then I'm going to subtract a -14, and it says 5. Now I'm going to go to the next term, -14, and I'm going to subtract a -19, and that's 5. So the common difference is 5. Now, what I want you to see is most students start from the left and go right. You should start from the right and go left, because you're going to be subtracting this term from this one, this term from this one. So start and go this way. All right, let's go. Submit this. All right, let me see. Okay, let's see if we can find one that has common ratio. That's another common difference. All right, so here, common ratio. So the first thing you should do is you should subtract. But in this one, you can see that it's alternating, negative, positive, negative. So it's got to be geometric. All right, so we're just going to do, it's telling you geometric. So all you're going to do, start on the right and go left. So it's going to be a -882 divided by 126, and that's a -7. And then you're going to do 126 divided by a -18, and that should also be a -7. And it is, so that's the common ratio. Boom, done. All right, so start here, start on the right and go left. If there's a table, go to the bottom and work up. In fact, I'm going to jump back and I'm going to do one of these tables. So I'm going to jump in. And let's see here. So I've got a table here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the bottom and then go up. Now, I don't know if this is linear or exponential, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by subtracting going up. So watch. So I'm going to grab the calculator, I'm going to start from the bottom and work up. So I'm going to go a -16 minus a -8. All right, so I got a -8. Now I'm going to do the next term. I'm going to do a -8 minus a -4, okay? And I got a -4 here. So look, these are not the same difference. So this is not, it doesn't have a common difference. So it's not linear. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to assume that it's exponential. And what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to do the same thing I did, but now I'm going to be dividing. So I'm going to do a -16 divided by a -8. And I get a +2. And now I'm going to do a -8 divided by a -4, and I should also get a +2. So that is telling me that it is exponential. Now, in this case, I know that it is parentheses 2. That's what the common ratio is. I'm going to raise it to the x power. And now I know the y-intercept, because the x is 0. I know the y-intercept is a -1. So that's the answer. Now, I'm going to show you how to use the calculator to do the same thing. There's one thing you have to be careful of. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to make an error, and then I'm going to show you how to fix it. So watch. So I'm going to grab the calculator. I'm going to go to the spreadsheet, and I'm going to do x and y. So at the top, I'm going to do x. I'm going to do y here. And then I'm going to do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to come here, go to the top of the, and I'm going to put in a -1, a -2, a -4, and a -8, and then a -16. All right. Now, we know it's going to be exponential. So we're just going to go here, going to go here. We're going to put an x here. We're going to put a y here. And you can see, now this one is kind of, it is exponential, but it's going down. So now, here's the problem. If you do menu 468, you're going to get an error message. You're going to get this error message. It's going to say, hey, your domain doesn't work. And all they're saying is, and all this means is that your y values can't be negative, okay? The calculator, for some reason, can't handle the negative y values. This is only for exponential. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to make all of these y values positive, and then we're going to rerun this regression. So watch. I'm going to go over here, back to here, and I'm going to change all of these to positive. So this is going to be 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. Now, when I go back over here, now all I have to do is redo the x. You see it now, it looks like an exponential and it looks normal. So now I'm going to do menu 4, 6, 8, and it tells me what the equation is. So this is the equation. Now, the only thing that we need to adjust is the y-intercept needs to be negative. Right now, it's 1, and it has a growth factor of 2 to the x power. So all we have to do in order to fix this and to adjust is make sure that the y-intercept is negative. Other than that, everything else is the same. So I can go ahead and submit this. Okay, now let me go. I'm going to do a couple other things here. So let's go. There's one more thing I really want to show you. So let me go to the mixed problem. All right, so I'm going to do one of these nth terms. So now they're telling us that this is an arithmetic sequence. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the spreadsheet. Once we get the spreadsheet, and we're going to get an equation, and then we're going to use the equation to find the 97th term. Let me show you exactly what I mean, because you guys should definitely be using this. Look, if they give you more than 2 points, if they give you 2 or more points, you should be using a spreadsheet. Not the formula, but the spreadsheet. So here, let me grab my calculator again. I'm going to do 414. So I'm going to start with a new one. So I'm going to go x and then y. And then, okay, they gave me the first, second, and third term. So that's what I'm going to put in for x. 1, 2, 3. And now I am going to put in a -5, a -23, and a -41. Now, the last question I did, we had to change the y's to positive. That is only for exponentials. That's only for exponential geometric sequences. You can't have negative y's. Linears, there's no restrictions. You can do whatever you want for linears, right? So this is the linear. Arithmetic is linear. So we don't have to do anything with the y's. So we're just going to go here and we're going to come up with the equation. Put an x down here, put a y over here, boom. And now we're just going to do menu 461. Shouldn't have any issues. So there's the equation. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to use this equation. But this is what I want you guys to start doing. This is the new feature that I want to make sure you guys know how to use. You're going to go to the home screen, then you're going to go to the main calculator. Now here's the point. Whenever you run a regression, it creates variables that you can use. So in this case, we just ran the regression to come up with the equation. Now this variable right here, it's called regression equation. And basically when you click on it, it has the equation, and all it's waiting for is the input or the term that you want. So all we're going to do is we're going to type in 97. We're going to put 97 inside of there, and it's going to use that equation that we just came up with, and it's going to tell you what the term is, the 97th term is. Oops. All I got to do is press enter. Boom. And let's see. It says a -1733. So I go here. And I go a -1733. All right. Boom. That's it. Now I'm going to do another one. Now I'm going to do one with exponential. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to show you that you can do the same thing with this one. Now notice this is exponential. It has a negative value. So I'm going to make that positive in order to run the regression. I have to. So watch. I'm going to do get the calculator again. I'm going to go. I'm going to go 414. All right, and now I'm going to put x up here. I'm going to put y over here. They gave me the first 3 terms, so 1, 2, 3. That's the x part, and then I'm going to put in 10. I'm not going to put a -20. I'm going to put a +20 because exponentials have to be positive. The y values have to be positive. And now I'm going to go to the spreadsheet or the purple, and I'm going to do x here and then y here. Now there's my exponential. I'm going to do menu 4, 6, 8. And again, they want the 8th term. So all I'm going to do from here is I'm going to go to the main calculator page, and then I am going to go variable, and I'm going to go get that the equation that we just generated, and I'm going to put the 8 term in there, and it's going to tell me what the value is. So it's 1280. Now here is what I've got to be careful of. Notice the first term is positive, the second term is negative. The third term is positive. The fourth term will be negative. So all the evens are going to be negative. So what I need to know is when you look at this number is the eighth term, so this should be a negative 1280. That's all you have to really realize. You just have to be careful, and you got to make the adjustments for negative y values for exponential. That's only for exponential. Let's see, how much time have I? Okay, that's about 10 minutes. So those are the key features. Look, whenever you are given at least two terms, you should be using your spreadsheet. The only issue that you have to be aware of is if you have an exponential, if any of the y values are negative, you're going to have to make them positive because the calculator doesn't like the negative y values. And that's only for exponential. Geometric exponentials, right? That's what you're looking at, right? So hopefully during the, when you do this assignment, you run into a couple of these. Hopefully you'll make the mistake. We'll fix it and you'll learn how to correct it and keep going. All right, I'm going to stop and post this.